Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Jason Kenya here, bringing you guys another tutorial on how to design your very own personal portfolio website in 2024. Before I move on, I'd like to say Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you for helping me reach my goal of 100 subscribers last year, and let's try to reach 200 by the end of this year, or even more. So this personal portfolio website that you see on your screen, you don't need any coding experience to build this. You don't have to have any coding experience prior to build this website. um it's basically drag and drop, so you don't need to know how to code or anything to build this site. And reasons why I should have a personal portfolio website: well, maybe you do photography, or you're a web designer, or a software engineer, or any other kind of job that you do. You would want to have a place where you could, showcase your works. And normally when you're doing jobs for people, they normally ask, do you have a portfolio website, so that they can see the things you've done before they give you the job. So this and many other reasons is why you should be here for this tutorial, so that you can learn how to develop your own personal portfolio websites from scratch without coding, so that you can show it off and then maybe snatch a few jobs a day along the line. Another thing which I'll be showing you how to do is SEO optimization, search engine optimization. I'm going to show you how to tune your website to rank higher on Google search results, so that you can get a lot of people searching for you, or when they search anything relating to the work you do, they're going to pop up at the top. I'm going to teach you how to use an SEO plugin to tune your site, optimize your site for Google searching and Bing searching and etc. So a lot of informative stuff in this video. This and many more reasons why I should be here. So before we get inside, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to smash that like button. Leave a comment if you want to see any more, or if you have a question. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified about all my upcoming videos. And then yeah, let me show you what the website looks like today. So this is the top bar with social icons, and then the download TV button. And over here we have the logo JK, my name. And then we have a menu here: home, about, services, portfolio, and contact. The funny thing is that not the funny thing, but the menu here, these links don't actually link to other pages. They link to sections on the website. So what does that mean? This website is a one-page website. Yes, 90% of portfolio websites out there are all one-page websites. Trust me, I've done the research. So it's perfectly okay if you have a portfolio website as a one-page website. You're just showcasing your works there. So you need something small, but yet it will speak loud, if you get what I'm saying. So it's a one-page website. I'll show you how that works later. So over here we have a text, we have the name of the person, and we have this text. And as you can see, we have this effect like it's typing. I'm gonna show you how to do that. We have a description here, and then two buttons of different styles. Then we have this image here with a nice design on the back. I'm going to show you where you can get images like this, and I'll also leave all the images I use in this video in a certain file, and I'll leave that on my website. So don't forget to go to my website and download the images if you need them. So here we have about me, the about blog, basically a divider, some text, and then a picture with nice border lines and this nice style. When you hover on it, you see the name and then some social icons. Then we have basically the introductory spot. So a lead web developer based in Ghana. Then we have some text here. We have the information, so birthday, my age, residence, address, and etc. We have a contact me button. Then we have my skills over here, or a skills blog. It can be any blog, but I decided to make it my skills. And then we have a progress bar, some progress bar here showing the skill level in WordPress, HTML. These are all just random numbers, not my actual skill, because my actual skill, it's 100 and above. You know what I'm saying? So over here we have some icon boxes as well, with some nicely decorated border lines and text and some different icons. Then we have the services block. Okay, so this shows some different icon boxes with different themes or different things they're talking about, different icons. Whenever I hover, everything changes. Then we have the latest work. So this is basically like the main portfolio section. So this is where you would show your works off. If you were a software engineer, you would show some parts of your application. For a web designer, you show some websites you built. And if you are, like, let's say, a photographer, you show some of the nice pictures you've taken. So this is basically the main spot. I used only 6 images because I'm teaching. This is just a demo, right? And then we have the testimonial section. So this is where clients who you've worked with give their review about your services. So these are totally real. I never made this up. These are real. And this is the section where you take the reviews from your clients and then you put them there. to show that you care and that to show that you have a good name out there. Then after that, we have this block here with a nice contact form, and then some location information, let me say it like that. And then we have this copyright section over here. So if you want to learn how to build this contact form and then make it work, link it with the SMTP or the simple mail transfer protocol, so that you can actually send and receive emails on your website. If you go to my YouTube channel, I actually have a video on that, which is let me see, which is over here. Yeah, how to send and receive emails on your website, free and easy. So don't forget to check this video out. It's very informative and I cover all of it in it. So yeah, this is basically the whole website I will be building today. About the one page thing, if I click on about, as you can see, bring me to the about section, click on services, bring me to the services section, click on portfolio, that's the same, contact, that's the same. So that's how that works. And as you can see, the menu too is sticky, so it moves from the top and it follows us down. I'm gonna show you how to do all of that and more in this video. So once again, don't forget to subscribe. And before we start, let's cover the things you need. So first things first, you need a computer and an internet connection. I feel like that's really obvious, but I'm just mentioning it. You need those two things. Then you need hosting. So where are you going to get a hosting from? And what is a hosting? A hosting is basically where all the files of your website are stored, right? Every single thing that I see on website is stored on your hosting server. So if you have a good hosting, your website is going to load fast, and it's even plays a role in how high your website ranks on the Google search. So if you have a good hosting, you get all those perks. So you can get a good hosting from places like Hostingjar, Bluehost, SiteGround, AppsHost, cPanel, etc. Then you need to buy your domain. So you can buy it from places like GoDaddy and etc. But your domain is basically your website.com, google.com, whatever your website is.com or .org or .net, that's going to be your domain. So you need that as well. And after that, the last thing you need is a fresh WordPress installation or a fresh copy of WordPress installed on that domain, so that you can start building your website. So once you have all this, you can start building. Alright guys, so once you have WordPress freshly installed on your domain, it should look a little something like this, right? So now this is your dashboard. This is where you mainly see this is basically your site overview. Everything about your site that's happening, your health status or plugin activities, you're going to see all of them at the dashboard over here. Okay, so right now the dashboard looks really crowded and confusing. So let's clear it up a bit. So as screen options, we'll just uncheck all of this, right? And check everything, so that our dashboard is going to look much more clean and not confusing to us. So let's go through this real quick. Post. Any blog post or any post that you make on your website, this is where you are going to add a new post, and this is where it's going to show up. So you can even add post categories and post tags from here. So as you can see, hello world is sort of like this dummy post that was created for you. It's there by default. You don't really need to use it, but this is basically what the post section is about, right? Then at the media section, any image or video that you upload to your website, this is where it's going to be found at the media library. Every single picture and every single image, for example, all the images I've used here, they're all stored, or I'll be able to find all of them at the media library. And then at the pages, every single page that you have on your website, be it home, about, contact, services, you're going to create them here, and they're all going to show up over here. So the privacy policy and sample page, just like the hello world post, they are just there, they are defaults, not really something that is necessary or something that we'll use. So the comments, any comments that you get on a page or on a post or something that you are allowed to be commented on your site, this is where you see it as. So this is also a dummy comment that was here by default. So anyone that you have, any comment that you get, this way is going to pop up. Now the appearance is where you basically download your theme. Your theme is what judge how your site looks like basically. So I always say this in every video. A different theme will change how your website looks like. How your website looks like varies based on the theme you are using. So for example, if I was using Ocean WP, my theme will look significantly different from if I was using Astra. And that's how that works. So let's just wait for the appearance page to load up. Alright guys, so at the themes page, you can see that we have 3 themes right now. So let me do something with you guys real quick. Let's visit our site. Okay, as you can see, this is how our site looks like for now. And if you look here, we have these 3 themes, 1, 2, 3. So I said that your website will vary based on the theme you are using, right? So let's say that in real time. If I click this theme, and I activate it right now, if I go back to the site and I refresh the page, you see that now it's looking significantly different. So this is basically how themes work. Your theme is going to look different based on the your site is going to look different based on the theme you are using. Now let's go to plugins. What are plugins? Plugins are basically these little tools that you add that give your website extra functionality. So if I go to my website here right now, you see this contact form over here. I can't just do it. I need a plugin. So the plugin is what helped me build the contact form. So that's basically how that works. As you can see, we have these two plugins here. They come by default. You don't install them yourself, so we are going to get rid of them because we do not really need them. Then over on the users, every single user that can log in or has rights to log into your site, I'm going to see them here. So for now, it's only me. It's only Jason. He's the only user on the site right now. So the tools section is mainly about site health and data and file editors. We don't really have to go there much. Then over on the settings, let's go to general. Here's where I'm going to start changing some stuff. So my site name is web designer. I know that that's not a good site name, but I just named it web designer because this is a tutorial. So the tagline is what appears over here. So if your site name is here, web designer, after this hyphen, the description that comes over here, that's your your site tagline. So I'll just put in Jason Kenya, your top web developer. Then you can change your email over here, but what I'll change is the time zone right now because I'm in Ghana in Accra. So Accra, that's the city I'm in. And then the week starts on Sunday over here. So I'll click save changes. Then the next place we'll go to is permalinks. Okay, so we are going to change this to post name. Why post name? If this was on, let's say, numeric, and I go and let's say I find a post, right? So let me go to the dashboard. Let's go to post and let me view this post in a new tab. So as you can see, this is what the link structure looks like. But if you set it to post name, it's going to use the name you gave the post or the page to form the link. So if I select post name right now and I hit save changes and I go back here and I refresh the page, you see that hello world is what is used to form the link, and that's what we want. So now that that's done, go to pages. Okay, then click on this to select all the pages, select box action, select move to trash, and then click on apply to get rid of these pages. And then now go to appearance, go to themes. Now real quick, let's get rid of these two themes. So select the first one, click on delete, send it away. Select the second, click on delete, send it away. Now I come to add the theme which we want to use. So in this video, the theme which we are going to be using is called Block C or Block C. I think that's how they pronounce it, Block C. So I use this theme a lot when I'm building websites, either for a video or for a client. I use this theme because of its flexibility. That's mainly why I use it and I like it. It's flexible and it's compatible with Elementor, and that's my main page builder. So here I'll just click on install, and then once that's done, I'll click on activate. And then now that is activated, they're going to bring you this message. Thank you for installing Blocksky, you rock. And they are going to ask you to install the Blocksky companion. So most themes come with this. Ocean WP comes with Ocean Extra, and Blocksky comes with Blocksky companion. They're like this these plugin additions to the theme that lets you do more with the theme. That's basically what they are. So here I'll click on install Blocksky companion, and now it's installed and activated. So we have the Blocksky companion ready. So now let's get some other plugins that we'll be using. So I'll click on plugins and then click on add new plugin. And then once that loads up, I'm gonna search Elementor because that's the page builder, the drag and drop page builder we'll be using to build our site. This site that you see here, this site, that's what we'll be using. So this Elementor, I'll just click on install now. And now that that's done installing, I'll just click on activate. Well, I should not have done that. Hold on. Let it finish activating. Now I'll just go back because I wasn't done installing the plugins. It's not advisable to activate them one by one. You should do all of them and then activate them all at a go. So I would also install the premium add-ons for Elementor, very important. And lastly, the Elements Kit Elementor add-on. So these two are the main ones that we'll be using in addition to the Elementor page builder. Then after this, we should get Metform. Yes, that's what I'm going to be using to build our form, Metform plugin. So let's search for it and wait for it to load up. This is Mess Form Elementor Contact Builder. The reason why I like Mess Form is because it allows you to build the form essentially in Elementor. So the form is basically like a block you are building in Elementor, and that makes it so nice to use. So here I'll look for WP mail SMTP, because that's what we are going to connect to the form, so that we can send and receive mails on our site. Don't forget, I have a video on my channel which goes through all of this. I don't really go in depth of that in this video, so if you want to know, I cover all of that in this video, so don't forget to check it out. And then here I will click install now to install the WP-Mail SMTP. And then after that, the next plugin we need is a security plugin. Yes, we need a security plugin, but the one that we are going to use in this video, we're not going to get it here in the WordPress repository. We have to go out of it. So open a new tab on any browser you are using and then search for wpserver.com. This is the security plugin we're going to use. I'm not really going to go through it much in this video, but if you want to know how good this plugin is, settings to touch and to not touch, so that you can get the most out of it and make your site the safest and securest it can be, go to my channel again. And then if you go here, you will see this video, protect your website in minutes, the best free security plugin. I covered WP Server in this tutorial, and I teach you everything. I cover everything in this video to make your website the securest it can be. So don't forget to check this video out. So to get the WP Server, just click on the download button over here. Then over here, you just click on this link and it's going to install to your computer. The reason why I see one here is because I've already installed it on my computer and I'm just doing it again so that you guys can see. So now that that's done, just go to add plugins and then click on upload plugin. Then here I'll just click on this and then drag the WP server file over here. Now I'll just click on install now. And then now that's installed, I'll just click on activate plugin. Now we have WP Server up and ready to go. So we should probably activate the rest of the plugins. But before we do that, we should get rid of the Hello Dolly and the Akismet anti-spam. We don't need this right now. So I'll click on both actions, click delete, and then click apply, so we can get rid of those two plugins. Now select the elements kit. Or you know what? Yeah, select the elements kit, select Mix Form, select Premium Add-ons Elementor, and then select the WP Mail SMTP. Then I will go to bulk actions here, click activate, and then click on apply. So it's going to activate all of these plugins for us. So now that that's done, we should probably create our page, our main page, which is the home page. So go to all pages, click on pages, and then click on add new page. And then at the page title section, just type in home, because that's the title of the page we'll be using, home. Now the template here, select Elementor full width, yes, and then click on publish. I did say at the start of the video that I'm going to teach you how to use SEO plugins to optimize your site, but that will come a little later in the video, so do not worry. So now that we've created our home page, if I right click and click view, open link in new tab, this is what our home page looks like. Now we want our home page to be the page that loads up whenever someone comes to our website. Because right now, if I go to a new tab and I type in portfolio.jsonkenya.com, because that's the site that we are using right now. If I go, oh sorry, that was a mistake. If I go and I search for the link right now, this is the site this is the page that's going to show up. We don't want this to show. This is the page that we want to show. But to do that, go to pages and then click on settings and click on reading. Then your home page displays not your latest post but a static page, and that page, select home and then click save changes. So now when we go to a new tab and we type in the site link portfolio.jsonkenya.com and I hit the enter key, we are now leaded to our home page, and that's exactly what we want. So now that that's done, we should probably start editing our home page, right, making it look like this. So to do that, we'll go to click on edit page over here. And once that loads up, you see this edit with Elementor button. So we'll just click on edit with Elementor. And now let me go to the top, because that's where we are going to start building from over here. All right, so now we are greeted with this. So here, just click on continue. You can close this app. Now that we have Elementor loaded up, we can start building our website. All right, guys, so to start building the website, we basically have to look at what we have from the sites we are copying from. So that's going to be this site here. So as you can see, we are not building these ones with the Elementor, so we won't really handle them right now. But these are the ones we are building right now. So let's build this section. So to do that, so click on this button and click on the two-sided container. That's what I like to call it. Then let me go back here. See, so what we need first is a heading. So we'll drag a heading in here and we'll type in the same text, hello there. I think this was how it was. No, the T was small, so let's get rid of that. Hello there. Oops. Hello there. Like this. Perfect. We'll have 3 dots in front, so 3 full stop marks in front. And we'll go to style, and then the color is okay, but the font is Poppins. That's the main font we're going to be using in this video. So I'll type in Poppins over here, then I'll click on the plus button, global font, and I'm gonna call this Poppins. But hold on, let's actually edit everything, then we'll change it. So I'm going to make the size of this 20 is kind of small, 23, then the width 500 is perfect. Then yeah, that's basically all we needed. Now I'm going to drag in another heading below the hello there, so another heading, and then this should say my name, which is Jason Kane. Yeah, like this. Perfect. Then we'll go to style, then we'll go to typography, then in the same fashion we'll change the font to Poppins, then we'll decrease the width to 600, and then the size should be like what, 35 or 40. Yes. Then below that there should be this. So I'm going to search for the element fancy text. Yep. Now I'm going to drag this below. So as you can see, we have the effect already. So just get rid of the awesome, get rid of this text from the suffix section, and then I'm going to change this to designer creator. So I'm going to change this second one that you see here, the fancy string, to creator. So click on it and then type in creator. Now that that's done, go to additional settings, and then the effect should be typing, yes, but the type speed, I think it's typing a little too fast. So let's see, 80, a little too slow, 65. 65 is cool. So it should loop, and the cursor mark we don't want it, so I'm going to backspace to get rid of that. Then we don't just table the untoggle the show cursor option, then go to style, hold on, align this to the left, yes, then go to style, then you have to make the top we have to make this similar to what this is. So go to typography, I'm going to change this to Poppins like we did at the other side. Then the size will be 23. Oh yeah, this for the fancy text. Yes, this for the fancy text. Let's change this to 500. Now let's actually increase the size a little. 26 doesn't look bad. Then the prefix and suffix, that's what we should change. So then we're also going to make this Poppins. Then we're going to make the size 25 as well, and then the width 500. Yes. Now the color of the prefix and suffix should be a little black, something like this color. Then the fancy text, we should do the same for it, but it should be a little bit darker, so something like this color. So it differs, right? Then I'm going to change the text to I am a passionate, and then designer creator. So that's basically what we have here, right? So now we have this description at the bottom. So to get to go back here, drag in a text editor below this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy what's here. But if you do not have if you have your own description, you could potentially copy it or bring it and then type it inside. Oh, this was a big mistake, sorry. If you have your own description, you could type it and then bring it inside. But for those of you who don't have your own description, you could use ChatGPT to generate. I don't know what's happening there. Let me just show you how to use ChatGPT. If you don't have ChatGPT, go to OpenAI's website. Just go to a new tab, type in ChatGPT like this. I didn't even type it, or ChatGPT, then you can click on this link and then just create an account, and then you're good to go. So once you've installed ChatGPT, this is what it should look like, right? So I'm going to ask it to generate a short description for I'm a passionate designer. So let me ask it real quick. Alright guys, so now I'm done typing it, and as you can see, it says generate a short description for the text. I'm a passionate web designer, and use the focus keyword web designer. I'll explain to you guys what I mean by focus keyword later on in the video. I'll explain use the focus keyword web designer later on in the video when we are doing the SEO settings. So just type it for now, and then I'll click on send message, and ChatGPT is going to generate this for me. But this is way too long, honestly, so I'll just type in shorter for it to generate a shorter one for me, and this is perfect. So I'll just copy this, go back here, and then paste it in, and then we are good to go. So I'll go to style, and then the text color is okay. The font is Poppins as well, so we are going to make the font family, click on typography, make the font family Poppins. The size 25, oh, too large, 15, yes, 15, and the weight 500. Yes, 5. Okay, let's make this 16 rather. Then the weight, let's see, 400. If I look here, yeah, it's 400. So we're going to stick with 400. Now that that's done, we should get the buttons, right? So to do that, click on this to bring you back to where all the elements are. Drag a container below this, and then click on the horizontal row. Now go back here and then search for the element button, right? Now drag in the element kit button, drag it in, then go back here. The text inside is my work, so we're going to type in my work like that, and then yeah, we don't really need to do anything here. Go to style, and then the button font is also Poppins as well. So click on typography, click on font family, and change the button font family to Poppins, and the size is good, the size is okay. So now the text color white is fine, but we want that this yellowish color that we have here. So for any browser that you can use, you can get a color picker. Just go and search color picker extension for, if you're on Edge, search for Edge. If you're on Chrome, search for Chrome, and then download it. So I have this color picker, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to put it on the color over here, and I'm going to copy the color code, and I'll go back to my website, and I will over on the background tab, select classic, and the color, I'll paste it in, and as you can see, this is the color that we have. So on hover, we have to change some settings for the hover. So go to border, and then change it to click on hover, sorry, and change the border type to solid. Now make the width 2, and then make the color of the border that color. Now go to the button. Now this color that we have, we should probably, we'll be using it a lot. So there's this feature called a global color. So when you click plus, I'm going to call this maybe yellow, right? So now we don't have to paste the color code every time. You can just click on this icon and select it from our global colors, which is very useful. Now we'll go to hover as well, and then the text color as white is okay. So now I'm over at the border section at the hover. If I hover on it right now, oh yep, there's one thing I forgot. Go to hover again. Then the background type, we have to make it white. Okay, then the text color, we have to make it our global color, which is the yellow, and then this is what it's going to look like. So if I bring this to the side, as you can see, this is what it looks like. That's exactly what we want. So now I'm going to right click on this and then hit duplicate, right? Then this button, the text on it is contact me, so I'll just type in the same thing, contact me. Then I'll go to style. We are going to basically reverse everything that we did. So here the background color will be white, and the text color is going to be our global color. Then for hover, the text color should the text color should be white, yes, and the background color is going to be our global color. So now if I come back here, this is what it looks like, and that's also exactly what we want. So we are basically done with this section. But one thing we have to do is we have to go here and then release the gaps. So gap between elements, just release it, and I give it like 10 for spacing, right? Ooh, wait, hold on. I don't know what's happening. We have to give it 10 for spacing. Hold on. 10, and then I'll click out to make sure that it's okay. So 10 for spacing. 10 even seems too small. Maybe 18 rather. Yeah, 18 seems okay. Then what we're going to do is that I'm going to go to advanced for the text editor, release the margin, and then reduce the top margin a little so it comes a little closer. Then I'm gonna do the same for this column. Go to advanced, release the margin, and just decrease it a little for it to come closer. Now that's good. Now we should probably do the same for this text as well. Release the margins and then decrease it a little for it to come closer. Now we should handle this side. So what I'll do is that I'll go here and I'll look for the element image. I'll put that inside here. Then I'll choose the image. So like I said, I'm going to zip up all the images I use for you guys and put them on my site, so you guys do not have to worry about that. um I'm going to get the images that I use, right? So I'll go to document, WordPress stuff, and these are the images that I use. So I'll select from here to here to here. Now just this is the zip file I'll leave for you guys. So I might just click open and I'll wait. And while the pictures are uploaded, I want to show you how to get the images from my site, right? So just type in your browser Jason Kenya .com, basically my name, then you add .com to it. That's really it. Then once my site loads up, just scroll to go to the blog page over here, and then once the blog page loads up, just so this is one of my latest videos which is doing actually very well. Don't forget to check it out, how to build a standard website for free with WordPress. And then if you scroll down the blog post, there is where you see, how the images that I use. So you can just click download and it will be downloaded to your computer. So that's how you can get the images. That's how I'll do it for you guys. So I'm gonna just close these sites real quick because we don't need them again. And then now we have all the images. So I'll just select this one. I'll click select. Now we have it there. So I'll go to style, and what I'll do is I'll start decreasing the height slowly but surely, something like this, right? Then the width to I'll use the max width to get it to something like this, So 87,406. Now object fit, let's see the cover. Nope, too much. Contain makes it too small. Fill is perfect, but let's just leave it on default. So now I'm gonna just click update. And we are basically done building the first block. This is the building blocks of your site. You are basically done building the first block. Now let's go to the about block, right? So to build that, just click on this plus button here. And before we start building the about block, there's one thing I forgot to mention. This picture that you see over here, I got it from a site called flaticon.com. So let me go there. Let me show you that place real quick. Flaticon.com. They have very cool icons, these vector-like icons that you can use for your site. I get a lot of the icons I use to build websites from this site, flaticon.com. So don't forget to check it out. It's one of the resources which I use to build a lot of websites. So don't forget to check it out. And this little cloud-like design that you see at the back of the icon, I did this with Canva. And most of my YouTube thumbnails, my logos, and every other sort of design on my website, I use Canva to do them. And I'm going to bring you guys a full Canva tutorial later from this video, how to create your own logos for your website, a Canva tutorial. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to bring you guys a tutorial on it. So now we can start building the About Us blog, right? So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to click this plus button, and then I will choose a vertical container here. Okay, so now I'll go to style and I'll go back to the site we are copying from. And if you look closely, the color here is different from the color, the background color here. So then again, I'm going to use the color picker to pick this. If you need a color picker, just say color picker extension for the browser you are using and just download it. It's very simple to get. So now I'll go back here, and then background type, I'll click classic. Then the color, I will just paste it in, and then we have it there. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to drag a heading in, and I'm going to name it about me. Let me just copy this here and then paste it in. And then the typography, the font family should be Poppins, right? Poppins should be the font we use. And then the size of this text should be like, maybe let's say 35. Now the weight should be 600. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now the next thing we have is this divider at the bottom. So we'll click on this, and then we're going to search for the divider element over here, and we'll drag that to the bottom of the about me. Then I'm going to make the width of this 10, and then okay, even 10 seems too much, so let's make it 8 rather. Cool. Then the width, we are going to make this 2, right? Then the color, we are going to choose our yellow, and the width we have to make it 2. I think it didn't change the first time. Okay, so now that that's done, we need this a lead web developer based in Ghana. So to get that, that's basically what the heading there reads. So I'm going to drag a heading below this, and then I will just go and copy what's here. Right click, hit copy, come back, select everything, right click, hit paste, and then I'll just get rid of this piece. Now we're going to go to style, and then the font family, I'm not too sure about what it is, but we're going to use Noto Sans for this one. So I'm going to use a light ash color, so something like this. And then typography, we are going to change the font family to Noto Sans, like this. And then the font size should be 20. Let's see, 20 kind of looks okay. Then we're going to increase the letter spacing to like 0.8, and let's just decrease the height a little bit more. Now let's work on the color. The color, I feel like the ash that we have is actually not that bad, and also it kind of looks different from the font there. And then the weight, we have to decrease it to like 400. So now we can increase the color a bit more to get it like this, and that actually looks really good. So I'll click on the main container over here, I'll click this, and I'll go to layout, and the gaps between the elements, I will release them. Okay, so now that that's released, yeah, let's just give it like 8 for the gaps. Then we're going to add I'm going to add two containers. So I will drag in a container below this, and I will make it a horizontal container. Then I will drag in another container inside this container. Then I will right click and then hit duplicate, and then I will just drag this to make put my cursor here, and then drag this to make it significantly smaller. Then I will look for theme, a team. Okay, so team, so we have these two, right? So I think is this one, that's the style, but I'm not sure. Let's see, is it, will it be overlay? So yes, this is it, this is the one. So this is what it looks like, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and I'm going to choose this man over here. So he's the one which I'm going to be using. This perfect, this is just it. So now I'm going to change his name from Jane Doe to Jason Kenya, because it's a man, so that's nothing like how that's not how I look like, just for information. So now that this is here, social profiles, if you wanted to change up or add any, you can click add item bar. Looking over here, I want to change it to look like this. Okay, so let me get rid of these two. Okay, now start editing the Facebook one. So the icon is pretty much okay, but what we have to change is the color, right? So the normal color should be white, and the background color should be yellow, so like this. Perfect. Now hover, I'm just going to reverse everything. Normal should be this, and then the background should be white, so like this. That's perfect. Now I'm going to duplicate this and duplicate again. Now we have 3. Then the second one is Twitter, the third one is YouTube. So I'm going to go to label and then change it to Twitter. And then I'm going to click on icon, and I'm going to look for the Twitter icon, which is right there. And then we should probably get a Twitter link. So when you have like an account on Twitter, you can just place it over here, and it will link to that account. And yep, that's pretty much it. And then the last one is YouTube, right? So I'll go here, select the YouTube icon, I'll click insert, I'll change the label to YouTube, and then I'll copy my YouTube channel link over here, then I'll come back and I'll paste it in. So that's how you change the style of the icon boxes. Okay, so now that that's done, yes, I'm going to click on this right now. Then I'm going to give it white, this white border color that you see. So no, let's use this rather, the theme itself. So we'll go to advanced, and we'll go to border. Then border will make it solid. Then we're going to make the border with 10 is good. We are going to make the color our, I think that should be white. Yep, white rather. We are going to make the color white. So wait, hold on, let me go back and see this again. Oh, okay, I see the mistake we've made. We're not, this should be none. This should be none. Let's click on this container, right? Then let's go to advanced. We're going to give it a top margin of 20. The 20, a bottom of maybe 30, then a left margin of 10, then a right margin of 10 for it to look like this. Then this container, go to style and go to border and make this solid, right? And then we are going to make this the let's just make this 8 as the border width. We are going to make the color yellow. So this is what it should look like. And we already have that white overlay inside, but you know, just for doing sake, this is the container that we changed up, right? So let's select this container, the theme element. Now go to border, make this solid, and well, hold on, no, we don't want it like that. Let's just select none. This actually looks like the design we want to do, which is over here. Just that there's some more padding at the bottom bar. I actually want to keep ours just like this because you know it looks much more cleaner. So now that that's done, we should get this block ready. So to do that, let's go back and sorry, hold on. Go click on the theme, go to style. We have to change the font of some things. So go to style, then go to name, then type over on the typography section, font family, make it Poppins. Yep, this is good. Then but we should change the size though. So let's see, 20 is way too small. 23 looks cool. Then go to position. Yes, position, and we are going to change it to Montserrat. Let's make that Montserrat. Another font which I love to use, Montserrat. Okay, now that that's changed up, I'm going to make the size of this 15, and yep, that looks pretty good. So let's see the bottom margin, what that's about. We don't have to do anything there really. Then the social icons, nothing, we don't have to change anything much there. Yep, then everything's pretty good. But let's go to the contents first and release the paddings, and release the content padding as well so that it comes closer, and we'll give it a bottom padding of 10. Now this looks perfect. Okay, so now we'll come here and we'll drag a heading, and then I'll copy this text, I'm just in Kenya, and I'll paste it in. Then the typography, the font family, let's make that Poppins like this, and then the width should be 600 and the size should be 30 like this. Then we are going to create this like dual colored heading. So to do that, go back here and then search for heading, just search for heading like this, then drag this one, the e-kit heading, below this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the text that's here and paste it in. Now we have the focus title and the main title. So if you want to give one of the the text a different color, you have to put 2 curly brackets around the text which you want to change the color. So I'll put 2 curly brackets around web developer, then I'll put 2 curly brackets around Ghana. So 2 curly brackets, where you put these around the headings which you want to change colors apart from the rest of the heading, you make them what we call focus titles. So that's how that works. So I'll go to separator, and we don't want that line, so I'll just get rid of it by clicking the disabling the show separator. Now I'll go back here. Now the title, the general color is okay, but we should change the typography a little. We should change the font family to Poppins, obviously. Then I feel like I like the size of this. No, of this one. It's 23. So that's why we should make this one as well. So the title, will go to typography, then we'll make the size 23. Okay, so something like this. Let's increase it a little to like 20. Let's make it 24. So that's perfect. So now that that's done, we should go to the focus title and do the same thing. Yeah, so we go to focus title, and then the normal color, the color we're going to change it to yellow, and then the hover color too, we're going to make that yellow as well. Now go to typography, go to font family, type in Poppins. In similar fashion, we're doing the same thing we did there, making the size 24 and making the width 500. Perfect. So now click update, and that's done. Now the last thing is this text editor text over there. So I'll go back, drag in a text editor, that description over there. So I'll drag in a text editor, and then I'll go here and I'll select all the text. So I'll select the text here, come back, and then paste it in like this. Now I'll go to style. The font of the text is Poppins as well. Seems like I use Poppins for the whole website. So Poppins, and then the size should be 15. Now I'll select the full container here, and I'll just release the gaps, right? And I'll make it 7. Okay, let's see, 11, 11 rather. Now I'll select the text editor, go to advanced, release the margin, and then just decrease the negative margin so you can go and meet the text on top, so it will look, like it's together. So now I'm going to select this main container, go to advanced padding, and give it a top padding of 50 so that there'll be some space at the top here. 50 even seems too small. 60. Perfect. Now I want to create this section. How do we do that? First things first, we have to drag a container below this. Okay, now that you have your container below it, we need to set this container to a horizontal container. Okay, so now that that's done, we need to drag in a container inside and then duplicate it to get another container inside. So then it will look something like this. Now looking at it, we need 2 more containers inside each. Okay, so what we'll do is that we'll go back, and I'm going to make this one horizontal. Then I'll drag in a container inside it. Then I will duplicate this container so that we get 2 like this. Now that that's done, we should go back and then find a heading. So we'll drag a heading in here, and then I'm going to copy the text here which says birthday, and I'm gonna paste it in like this. Then go to typography. The font should be Poppins as usual, but the size is way too big. So I'm going to increase it to like 19, decrease the weight to 500, and then yep, that is good. Then what we'll do is we'll select this container. Sorry, we'll select this text, this heading, go to advanced, then go to border, then the border type, make it solid. Okay, then on the border, release all of this and give it a border width on the right of 2. Then make this like sort of like ash, like light ash, like this. Then on the next side, I'm going to give it a birth date. So I'll drag this in here. Then I'm going to copy my birthday over here, and I will paste it in there. Now we have to change the font family to decrease the size. First of all, change the font family to Poppins as well. So Poppins, decrease the weight to 500, and maybe increase the size of the text a little bit. And then what we are going to do is we are going to select this one and then drag it here so that it will be like this. Now select this container, this main one. We'll just increase the width a little. Select this one as well, increase the width a little, and select the actual main container over here, the main one. Go to layout, and then we'll increase the width of it as well, so something like 1203. Now I should be able to increase the space a little, something like this. That's good. Now let's come here and let's see. So if you look closely, if I increase the font by 1, it goes down. So we have to handle that later. So we're going to make the color like this kind of ash. and click on, select this text, go to typography. Let's decrease the size of it a little. Then we select this container, increase the width, select this one here too, and then increase the width as well. Then select the main one and then just increase the width a little. So now that that's done, we have to duplicate these containers, right? So or we could just duplicate the text. Let's see. So let me duplicate the text and then duplicate this one as well. Then duplicate the text here and then duplicate this, and then we'll duplicate this and then duplicate the last one. So now that we have all of this here, what we have to do is just let me just get rid of this container here. I'll right click and click delete. Then I'll right click on this one and I will duplicate. And now we have the same thing here. So all you have to do is change the text inside. That's pretty easy. So I'm going to do that off camera because I don't want the video to be, too long. So I'll do this off camera and I'll get back to you guys when it's done. Alright guys, so now as you can see, I have changed all the descriptions over here. So birthday, my birthday, my age, residence, where I stay. Hold on, I didn't change that. I have to change this to mark on 5. So residence, where I stay, um address, residence is Ghana. Yeah, it's Ghana. It's supposed to Ghana. So residence is Ghana, address, where I stay, and then all the other descriptions have been changed and my email, everything. So we should probably give this a bottom padding now. To do that, we'll select this, go to advanced, and then the bottom padding, we'll give a bottom padding of 30, and then we'll give it a top margin of 60. Wait, hold on, sorry. The top margin of 10 is okay. So now we have to create this next block over here. So to do that, we'll click on this and click on these two sided, sorry, no, that was a mistake. To do that, we'll click on this and then click on the vertical container rather. Then go to advanced. First things first, click on margin, give a top margin of 60. Then what we'll do is we'll copy this text, then we'll come here and then we'll paste it in. Then we'll copy the divider as well, come here and then paste it in. Then lastly, we'll copy this text and then paste it at the bottom. So now all we have to do is change this to my skills. So I'm going to change this to my skills, and then that's basically it. So now I'll go to the main container, I'll click on this, then I'm go to layout, then at the release the gaps, yes, release the gaps, and then give it like column gaps of like 11. 11 is even too much, like 7 is okay. So then what we have to do is go back here and we'll drag in a container below this and make this horizontal. Yes, then we'll drag a container inside this and we'll right click and duplicate to get 2 containers. Now here, this element is called a progress bar. So to get it, we'll go back here, then we'll search for progress bar and we'll be using this one. So I'll drag this in over here. Now here the first thing we have is HTML5, which is 95%. So I'm going to change the label from skill to HTML5. Then we'll make the value or the right label 95%, and then the actual value should also be 95%. So now that that's done, we want it as a line as well. Now we'll go to style, and then first is first, let's decrease the height to something like there's like 9. Then let's see the background type, let's make that global color. Yes, this yellow. Now we should change the labels, the typography, right? So the color for the label should be black. Actually, it should be black. Then let's click on typography family. We're going to make the size Poppins, sorry, the font family Poppins. Then the size can be like 16 and the width 500. Now we should probably do the same for the right label. So Poppins 16 500. The same thing that I'll be doing. We'll make this Poppins, then we'll make the size 16, then we'll make the width 500. Then we'll change the color to black as well, so like this. And okay, this one we should probably decrease the width, 500. Yeah, this is cool. So now that this is done, we should get actually looking at the site. This is actually ash like this, and I think that it is width is 400. Yes, so this looks better, just like this. So now we have to get these other ones, right? But we don't want to go through the process of creating them all over again. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate this, right? Then we'll duplicate it again, then we'll duplicate it again, then we'll duplicate okay, yeah, actually, that was a mistake, sorry. Control plus Z, let's undo. Then we'll duplicate this one more time to get, this one. So now we'll go to this column here, and then we'll release the gaps between the elements, and I'll select this one. I'll go to advanced, and I'll release the margins and then the paddings. Okay, now what we'll do, actually, it doesn't look, but this actually looks kind of good. We can leave it the way it is. I'm not going to be changing the percentages on screen because that will take a lot of time, but the height of these things is kind of bothersome. So what we'll do is we'll just decrease the top margin of one of them, so that it become like this. Okay, then I'll copy this, and I'll paste the style for this one. Then I'll also paste the style for this one. So now they are close together, and that's what we want. So now we should get this next section. And to do that, we'll drag in a container. First things first, and then we will duplicate that container. Let's see how that looks like. So it looks like this. Now make this one horizontal, make this one horizontal as well. Then I'll drag in another container inside this one. Then I will, oh wait, hold on, there was already, okay, yeah, this should be this. So I'll duplicate this, right? Then let me just, let's get this, let's get rid of this one. We don't need it right now. So now what we should look for is an icon box. So we can probably, okay, let's search for icon box. Then we'll use this one. So we'll drag it in over here. Then what I'm going to look for the icon, I'm going to make it a compact disk, right? So now that we have this icon, it doesn't have a description, so we're going to get rid of the description. Then we are going to put in the heading, which is 80 albums listened. So I'll copy that, come back, and then paste it in 80 albums listened. And I'll go to style. Then I'll make the alignment left. Sorry, the icon position should be left rather. This is how it should be like. Then the alignment should also be left like that. Then we'll go to icon, and the primary color should be yellow. Then we're going to decrease the size of the icon to yay big, so 29. Then okay, actually it's bigger, in the distance, so this size is okay, and the spacing too is fine. So now we'll go to content, and then go to typography, change the font family of these to Poppins, then decrease the weight to like 500, and then change the size to like 20. Okay, let's decrease it to 22. So let's see, and we'll make the weight 500 as well. So the text here actually looks significantly smaller than what we have. So something like this should be okay. The size is good and everything. So now all we have to do is you have to select this, then go to advanced, yes, then go to border, okay, then border type, select solid, then give it a border width of 2. Then we are going to change the border color to this yellow. Then looking closely, there's no border, the corners are not rounded, so we won't do that. Go to advanced, then we're going to release the paddings. Now give it a top padding of, let's say, 20, right 10, left 10, bottom 20. So I think even 20 looks like it's too much. Let's reduce it to like 11 there, 11, 10, maybe 10 for everything, 9, Yeah, 9 doesn't look that bad. So let's decrease the right padding a little, and then yeah, because we have this ready. So now what we should do is we'll copy this. Oh, so that's let Control plus Z. What we'll do is we'll right click and copy, and then we'll paste this here. Now we have this one to in, and then the next step that we have to take is we have to duplicate this container. So we'll just duplicate it, and then it's going to bring these ones to here. So I'm not going to change all of this on camera because it's going to take a relatively long amount of time, and I don't want the video to be that long. So I'm going to change all of this off camera, and I'll get back to you when it's done. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've been able to change everything off camera. So one thing which I want us to do real quick before we go is select this main container and then release the gaps between the elements so that this thing comes up a little. And then we can click update, and then we are done. So one thing which we've not done is preview our progress, right? So let me click on preview changes right now so that you can see the website you're building. So basically we have this section, we have this one over here, we have this one over here. So that's what we built so far. So pretty good. Then if you guys are interested in the names of the icons, this is called a compact disc, this is a trophy, this is a mark hot or a hot mark, and this is a flag, right? So the next block which we are going to be building is this one, this my services block, right? So to build it, I'm going to select the plus button, then we are going to select a vertical container. Then I'll come here, the color, the background I use for this section, I'm going to use the same background. So I'll just come here, copy this background over here, come to this one to go to select the main container, click on style, and then background type, select classic, and then I will paste this in. Okay, so now that that's done, I'll just right click, copy this, and then right click, paste here, and I'll copy the divider as well, and then I'll come in, paste it in. So looking over here, yeah, that's what we have. So I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna just copy this text here and then use it to replace this over here. Perfect. Then I'll go to the main container, and then what I'll do is I'll go to layout and I'll release the gaps between the elements. Now what we need is we need to build this this section, right? So to build it, what I'll do is I'll come here, drag a container below this, make it a horizontal container, and I will drag another container in it, and I'll right click and duplicate, and then right click and duplicate again, so we get 3 solid containers. Now what elements are we looking for? We're looking for an icon box, but not the regular one. I'm going to use the elements kit, e-kit, this one. So we'll drag it inside here, and then we have to change how it looks like, right? So this is probably a monitor or something. Let's see, is it a monitor? The icon is a monitor, yes. So this is what this icon will be using. That's how I change the icon. Then here inside this we have some text, unique design, I think that's what it said. Let's change it to unique design. Then yeah, I'll copy the description. I'll copy this description that we have over here. Hold on. So I'll copy the description, come to our site, and then I will paste it in here. And then I'll go to style. Then over on the style tab, over on the style tab, we don't really have to do much at this section, really. But okay, there is, yeah, we don't really have to do much here. No. So I will go to the icon. Yeah. Then I will make the border type solid, and then I will give it what I'll do is I'll increase the padding first things first. So I'll increase the padding to, let's say, 20. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll make the border width 2. Okay, here is 2. And then I'll make the border type dotted. Okay. Then I'm going to change the border radius to 20. 20 is even, so we're going to change the border radius to it curves around it completely. So like 40. Okay, then let's change the border width to 3 rather. Okay, so it stands out. Then we'll give it a border color of this, and then we'll change the icon color to yellow as well, so that it looks like this, just like what we have here. Now the thing we have to change next is the heading here. So to do that, go to content and then typography. We are going to change the font family to poppins. So I'll just type in poppins here. Then I will make the font size, let's say 25, or maybe we'll dial it down by 1. Then we'll make the width 500, and then we'll make the color a little bit ash, something like this, because the black seems to pierce into the eye. Then the hover are going to make this white. That's very important. Now we have to change the description as well. So the description, change the font family to Montserrat. That's what we'll be using, Montserrat. Then we are going to change the font size to 15, and then we'll change the width to 500. And now that we are done with the width, we should click on select the main container here. Select this main container, then increase the width of the main container, and select this container as well, then increase the width too, so that basically the text we have here will spread out, because that's the effect we want. Then select the icon box. Then on the background tab, click on hover, select classes, and make it yellow here. Okay, so that when you hover, it should look something like this. Then go to content, and then for the description, change the color hover as to white, so to be like this. Then go to icon, select hover, the icon hover color, change it to the white now, so white like this. And then the background color, we don't need to do anything about that. The border type, make it dotted. The border radius should be 40, and the border width should be 3. So just like, yeah, the border color has to be white, sorry. So the border color to white, and I was looking like this, and that's what we want. So if you go back here, as you can see, if you look at the box that the icon box is in, there's this like dark region behind it, like some sort of shadow behind it, and we want to create that effect because it really makes the elements pop or stand out. So to do that, go back to the site, and then I'll go to advanced. Okay, then I'll look for border, and then I'll select the box shadow. All right, and the color, I'll reduce the tint of the black, because the black is significantly dark right now. So I'll make it something like this, so that if I go and check again, this is how it looks like, and this is what we want. So now what we can do is we can copy, paste it in this. Sorry, we'll copy, right click, paste it in this, right click, paste it in this, because we don't have the time to design the whole everything all over again, right? So I'll right click here, and then I will duplicate this column. Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. Let me delete this. I will right click there and duplicate this main column rather. So now that it's duplicated, we'll have 3 at the top and then 3 at the down, and that's what we want. Okay guys, so I'm not going to change all of them, one by one on screen, because that will take time. So I'm gonna change them off camera. When I'm done, we'll come back to the video. Alright guys, as you can see, I was able to change every one of them off camera. And if you are interested in knowing the names of the icons, this is a tag, this is chat, this is tablet, this is target, and this is tools. So one important thing I forgot to remember is when you have an icon box, go to content, and then go to read more, and then disable the global link. Okay, why did I say do this? Because maybe you don't want to link to anything, you just want an icon box to be there. I forgot to do that on this side. So as you can see, if I click on it, it brings me back to the top, and we don't want that. So don't forget to disable the global link setting for all of them, because we don't directly need it. Now select the main container here, go to advanced, and then release the padding. So I'm going to give it a top padding of 60 and a bottom padding of 30, like this. Then I will click on, okay, even 30 looks too small, 40. And I'll click on update, and we are done building this block. So the next block which we have to build is this one, this block over here. Okay, so to build it, we need a vertical container. So we are going to pick this vertical container here, and then I'll copy the text here, and I'll right click and then paste it in. Then I will copy the heading, the divider, and I will paste it below. Okay, now the heading says latest works, so I'm going to copy this. Then I'll come back here and paste it in, latest works. Perfect. Then I will select the main container and release the gaps. Now I'll drag in one container inside. The element which I'm going to be looking for is called the media grid, this one. So I'll put the media grid inside and I'll change it to 3 columns, change the columns to 3 columns. And then the image size should be cover. Yes. And then what we should do is select the main container over here. Select this main container, then increase the width. Okay, then yeah, increase the weight a little, and come to this container and increase the weight as well, so that the image, the images width will, increase. Okay, now come to categories and turn off filter tabs because you don't have any categories for this one. And come to images and videos, and you can get rid of the second one. Okay, and the first one, what's it called? Flower. So I'm going to change the title to flower. Okay, but there I say we have to go to layout, and then we have to change some, not even layout, display options. Now make this style too, that's very important, so that the image name doesn't appear on the image when it's just there. We want it to appear once we hover. So that's the style that we're using. For example, if I go back here, that's the style. The image name flower comes only when we hover, and that's what we want. Okay, so now we have to change the image for it, right? So I'll select the flower category. Sorry, I'll select the flower category one, and then we don't have any categories in this one, so I'll just clear the category name from there. Now we have to add an image, so I'll click on choose image. And now that the media library has loaded up, we are going to go with the first image, which is this one. So this is the image. So I'm going to click on select. And then as you can see, the image has loaded up inside. So what I'll do is go to layouts first of all. Now try and increase the height of the image gradually to see if you can get a solid height. So unlike 267 looks good. So as you can see, I changed it up because we have no categories. And then the URL too, there shouldn't be any URL because they're not linking it to anything. Now that that's done, we should duplicate this and duplicate it again to get 3. Now all we have to do is change the images for this. So let's do them real quick. The next image is the coffee, so I'll select it, and then the next, hold on, we have to change the name of this. So the name should be coffee. So at the title, I'll just type in coffee like this. Then the next flower category, the next category should be, sorry, the next image should be the banana, right? So I'll select the banana here, and then I will put in the title banana. That's not how you spell banana, is it? Banana, yeah, like this. Okay, so now that that's done, I will go over to style. Okay, then we have to go to image first things first. Then the hover overlay color, make it black, and start dragging this thing to a point where it becomes kind of transparent. So like this is actually okay. Now go to title and description, and what we have to change is the title because that's the only thing we have there, right? So I'm going to type the font family for the title as Poppins, and then the size should be like 20. Let's see, okay, maybe 24. Then the weight of it should be like 500. Okay, and the color should be white, obviously, so it should look like this. Okay, but you see this search icon, this little, I don't know if you can see it too well, but this little, search icon over there, we don't want that. That's something called a light box, so that if you click on the image, it will actually display large, like as you can see. But we don't want a light box on this one, so select the media grade. Okay, then we'll go to the light box, then we'll just disable that. Okay, so now let's come back to the title and keep editing. So the next thing which we have to edit is the margin. Okay, so we have to increase the bottom margin until we see the text peeking out. Okay, so as you can see, we can see the text peeking out. So you have to increase it, decrease it just a little until all the text goes back down. So when you hover, it comes a little bit up. That's what we want. So now click update, then I'll right click, and then I'll duplicate this one. Okay, so now we have 2. So now practically all we have to do is change the images and change the text, and we are good to go. Like again, I'm not going to do that on camera because I don't want the video to be too long, so I'll do it off camera, get back to you when it's done. Alright, so as you can see, I've been able to change up all the images. We've gotten the award, pineapple, and robot, or wooden hand. I don't even know, man. And you may be interested in knowing where I got all these pictures from. So there are many sites where you can get free pictures from. The main three are pexels.com, pixabay.com, and unsplash.com. Let me show you how one of them works. Let's say we go to pexels.com, right? So just type pexels.com in your search box and maybe search for something. So flower, something like this, flower, right? So if I search for flower, it's going to bring me a lot of images on flowers. So as you can see, flowers, and more flower related stuff. So let's say I want this image, right? So I'll select it, and you can select this option to download the size you want. If you want it large, medium, small, or you want to use your own custom size, you can do that as well. And then you can download the selected size. And one thing that's pretty cool is that you can now just grab the image that you want and start editing it in Canva. And like I said, I use Canva to do a lot of things, thumbnails, logos, and I'll bring you a logo Canva tutorial later from this video. So don't forget to stay tuned to the channel and subscribe so that you're not missing any of these. So this is one of the sites where you can get free images. So now we should change some stuff. Select the main container, go to advanced, go to margin, and give it a top margin of 60. Now let's start building the next block, which is this testimonials block, right? So to do it, we'll hit the plus button, and then we'll add a vertical container. Then what I'll do is I'll select this container because I want the background color that we use here. So I'll just copy it, and I'll come over here to this container. Then I will select it, and I'll go to style, then background type classic, background color, I'll just paste it in, and we have that color ready to go. So what I'll do is that I'll copy this heading now, I'll right click and paste it here, and I'll copy the divider now, then I'll right click and then paste it below. So now we should change this heading to testimonial. Let me just copy it from here, I don't have time to type. So I'll just paste it in, and then I'll select the main container, which is over here, and then I will release the gaps between the elements. Then I will give it a top margin of 60. Perfect. Now we should look for we should drag a we should look for the testimonials. Let me see, testimonials. Yeah, the elements case one is the one we'll be using here. So curious to see if we need a container before we can use it. No. So we are going to be using this certain style for the testimony. Let me see. We'll be using this style to this for our testimonials. So here I'll select settings, and then slice to show 2, and then slice to scroll. You can leave that at 1. Okay. Now if you want it to pause sliding when you hover, you can keep the pause on hover enabled, but I want it to keep sliding even when I'm hovering. So now that I'm hovering, it will keep sliding, as you can see. So now let's go to testimonial itself. Okay, and now we can start making some changes. We don't want any code, so let's get rid of this code icon. We don't want ratings as well. Okay, so we can get rid of that as well. And what I'll do, I'll just delete these two. Okay, and testimonial 1, I'm going to change the client name to Nancy Buyers, which is over there. So hold on, Nancy Buyers, like this. Let me change the first letter to capital, Nancy Buyers, like this. And then what I'll do is I'm going to add I'm going to pick a review text over here. So this review text, I'll copy it, and I'll just paste it in. You can have ChatGPT generate the reviews for you, but there I say if you can have ChatGPT generate the reviews for you, but there I say if you have your own testimonials, you are also free to use them. So right now, let me just copy the text that was here. It's not even allowing me to copy it. Copy the text that's here, but I also copies this one as well. Hold on. Okay, so let me just copy this text. Then I'll come back here, and I'll paste it in. Okay, so now that that's there, we have to add the client's avatar, and the image is this one. So select it, and then we'll just insert it in, and as you can see, we have her image over there. So the designation, she said designer. Okay, so go to designation, and then we're going to just type designer in. Okay, And now that that's done, all we have to do is duplicate this by clicking this, duplicate again, then duplicate again, then again till we get 4. Okay, then now you can just change all of this because I've already taught you how to do this one. So changing this one, it's a matter of changing the review text, changing the name, the picture, and the designation, and then you're done. So I'm not going to change all of them on camera because that would take too much time. So I'll change them off camera and get back to you when it's done. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've been able to change every single one of them. The picture, the designation, and then the name. So now we're going to be changing up the style for it to look like this. So now that we are here, first things first, let's go to description, and then go to the color. Regular color should be a little bit of a dark ash, so something like this. Then go to typography and change the font family to Montserrat. So like this, Montserrat, like this. So this is the font we're using, and then change the size to 15, and then change the width to 500. So like this, so that's looking like this. Then the next thing which we have to change is the client, I think. Yep, the client's name. So okay, yes, this is Poppins. Then down here is not two cells. So let's change it real quick. So go to typography, change the font family to Poppins, and then change the size of the text to like, let's say 17. Then change the width to like 500. Okay, no, it's actually 600 is good. So change the width to 600, and this looks good. Now the last thing we are changing the client designation, right? So just make that a little bit deep. Then go to the typography and make the font family this font not so sans like this. Then make the size of the text 14 seems large enough. And the width, let's see, 500 is good. Now click update. Now select the main container here, go to advanced, then give it a top padding of 60 and a bottom padding of maybe 40. Now click update. The next block which we have to build is this contact form. Okay, this contact form and this one here. So to build it, come over here and click on the plus button. Okay, so now select the vertical container here, and then I'll, like in similar fashion, I'll right click, copy testimonials, that text, come and paste it here. Then I'll copy the divider text and come and paste it there as well. And then I'll just copy this get in touch text, and then I will come and paste it to replace what's here. Then I'll select the main container, release the the gap between the elements, and then release the margins over on the advanced section, and then give it a top margin of 60. Then drag a container below this divider. Then I'll make it a horizontal container. Then I'll drag another container inside that container. Then I will duplicate it so we have two containers. So then what I'll do next is I will then drag this container this way so we can get a lot of space for this one. Then I will select the main container here, go to layout, and I will increase the width of it to like 1242. Good. Then I'll select this container and I'll increase the width of it as well. So that this is good. So the element which I'm going to be looking for today is called met form. This element, like I said, I have a full tutorial on my channel which teaches about this plugin, how to link it with SMTP so you can send and receive emails on your site. So if you're interested in that, just go to my channel and then look for this video, how to send and receive emails on your website, and watch it. I cover all of that in this video. All right, so coming back here, when you have the met form element inside the container, just click on edit form and then give your form a name, maybe form 1, right? Then select the simple contact form template, the template. In the video, I build a contact form from scratch with the elements, and I show you how to do everything. But this one, we'll just be using a template because of time. We're not going to link it with SMTP, but if you want to learn that, like I said, it's all in this video, so don't forget to check it out, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. All right, so now that this has loaded up, if I go back here, you see it says say something. That's literally all it says. So I'm going to change this text to say something like this. Then the font is Poppins and the size is significantly smaller. So go to typography, go to font size, change the font, go to font family, sorry, change the font family to Poppins, and then the weight can be 600. Okay, then we'll decrease the size of this to around 25. Yeah, 25 seems small enough. Now we don't have a last name on our own, so what we'll do is we'll delete this one. Yeah, then we'll drag in the email address one here rather. Okay, then we'll drag in the subject one, the subject email element over here. Then we'll delete this section, we'll delete this section so that it stretches out. Okay, then we'll delete the recaptcha because we don't want that. Recaptcha is like that thing that asks you, are you a robot, are you not a robot, whenever you're trying to use a form. Okay, then the last thing we have is the button. This is basically our form structure. So let's edit this one first. Click on it, and then looking over here, it just says name, so it doesn't say first name. So at the label section, just click the first from there, and then just delete the first and then the first hyphen from there as well, so you just have mf name. Then just delete the placeholder text. Okay, that's all we need to get rid of. Now click on style. Okay, and now over on the style settings, we should do some few things. So we should change the font family. So this is Poppins, right? So we are going to change this to Poppins, and then let's see the size. Let's increase it by 1, so we'll make it 17. Now we should change the input text. That's important. So the text that you type in here, let's say I type JSON, right? Let's say I type JSON, something like this. Okay, we want to change how it looks to typography, or the font family or the text should be Montserrat. Then the size of the text should be 15. Then the weight should be 500, right? So that's what we want. That's how we'll change it. Okay, so now that we are done with this, we probably want to do the same thing for all of these, separate fields, but we don't want to do them one by one because that will take a lot of time. So what we're going to do is we'll right click, and then we'll click on copy, and then right click here and then click on paste style, then right click here, click on paste style, right click here, click on paste style. Now here we don't have any placeholder text, so just go click on it, and then over on placeholder here, just clear all the comments from there because we don't want that. Do the same for the subject section. We don't want any placeholder text, so get rid of that. Then go to email address, and then get rid of this. Yep, we don't need this one. Okay, so now that is done, we have to start editing the actual placeholder. So go to style, and then it should be over at the input section. It should be at the input section. Yes. So now the back there should be a border, a type of border. Yes. So we want the normal border to be solid, and we don't want any of the sides to have a border, so we'll put 0 in here. Sorry, we'll put 0 in here. Okay, then the only border we want is the border at the bottom, so we'll give it a bottom border of 2, something like this. Then we are going to increase the harshness. Let's say that the harshness sounds a little bit professional. The harshness of the email address placeholder. So as you can see, it's looking something like this. Okay, so we need to just increase that a little bit more. So we'll send the hash a little bit down, so I do something like this. Okay, now we have only the bottom border, and that's exactly the same as what we have here. So what I'll do now is I'll copy, right click, paste style, right click, paste style, right click, paste style at the bottom. Then we have to edit the button, right? So select the button here, this send message button, then go to advanced, give it a top margin of 20, and then the button text, it says send, just capital send. So we'll type send inside like this. Then we have to go to the style, and then over on the style section, select typography, and then just change it to Poppins. That's the font we want to use. So type in Poppins and then select it, and then the button font size should be 15. Okay, now we are going in similar fashion. The text color should be white, obviously, and then the colors, and then the background color should be this. Then so for the hover, we'll do the reverse. So background color this and text color white, so that when we hover, that's how it will look like. But hold on, we should get a border for the hover, but I don't think they will allow. Okay, no, yeah, they will allow. So click on border, then the border type, select solid, and here select hover. Okay, then give it a border color of the yellow, and then a border width of 2 for all the sides, so that if I hover, now let me bring it to the side. If I hover, this is what it look like. That's what we want. So I'll just click update, and then I'll click update and close so that we can get it over here. And that's exactly what we have here as well. Now we should probably create this, right? So to do those things, we need to drag in a container first. So one container, we are going to look for the element icon box. Okay, so just search for icon box. Then we are going to use the regular one because why not? So this is the icon box. Then we are going, I'm just going to copy the text we have here. So it says my address. I'm going to paste it in. The icon name is called map. So this is it. So I'll just insert it in. Then I will copy the address. This is not my address. I'm in Ghana. So I'll just paste that in. Okay. So now that that's done, now I'll go to style, and the icon position at first was on top. So select left so that it become like this. Vertical alignment, I think we can leave that at top. So now let's go to the icon. Let's see. Go to content first of all. In the icon view, make it stacked. Make it stacked. That's important. Then go to icon. Then decrease the size of the icon. Like decrease it like to like 21. And then the paddings too, you have to increase them gradually. So like 9. You should do something like this. Honestly speaking, that's like a little bit too small. So increase the padding to like 12, and then increase the icon size by 2. Okay, so now the primary color should be the yellow, and then that one too is white, just like how we want it. But the hover color, go to hover. The primary color should be the same thing. The second color should be the yellow. We don't want anything changing up. So now that that's done, let's check the spacing over here. I think the spacing, the default one they're giving us looks good. So let's go to content, and then let's change the title first. Okay, so first things first, we have to check the spacing. Something like 4 is okay. So select typography, change the font family to Poppins like this, and then change the font width to 500, and then change the font size to 27. And 7 is it's even too big. Let's change it to 21. Okay, that one looks thicker, so we'll change the weight back to 600. Perfect. Now looking at it closely, we need to decrease the spacing a little, so let's make it 3 rather. Okay, or 2 rather. Now looking here, the font family for the description is Montserrat, so I'm going to change the font family to Montserrat like this. Then the font width, I'm going to make that 500. Let's see here, 500. Yep. And then the font size 15. Okay, so now that we have this box ready, we have to create this. You see, if you look at the icon box very carefully, there's this sort of shadow behind it, which even reminds me that we are even supposed to do one for the form. So real quick, let's do that. Let's click edit form. Let's edit the form, because if you look at the form here carefully, there is this sort of like dark region behind it, like a shadow sort of. So we have to create that for the form that we have, and also for these ones, because if you look, they have the same sort of like effects. So let's just wait for Elementor to load up. All right, now that Elementor has loaded up, we have to go and add that shadow I was talking about. So let's select the main container for the contact form. We'll go to style, go to border, then select the box shadow effect, right? I want to select box shadow. Okay, then the box shadow color, I feel like why it should be dark. Okay, then it would decrease the what do you call it, the color a little to get sort of like transparent dark, something like this. Okay, so that, but I'm not sure if it's too much. Hold on, let's update and close and see what it looks like. If it's too much, then we'll have to rather change it for, okay, this is, no, it only shows at the down. So what we have to do is we have to do it for the container rather. We go to style, go to border, and then border type, but select box shadow over here rather. Okay, then here is where we'll rather decrease it a little. That's for it to look something like this. Now let's go back to the form and get rid of the box shadow there. I wasn't too sure whether we'd have to do the box shadow for the form or the container, but now that we've seen it, it's mainly for the container, and that's good advice, because most of the times most elements are found in containers. That's how you practically you build your site. So if I'm giving something a box shadow, it might as well be the container for it to stand out. So let's go Here, go to style, and then go to border, and over on box shadow, we'll just set it back to default, and then we'll update and close, and then we are good to go. Okay, now let's do the same for this container actually, but first go to release the paddings, right? Give a top padding of 20, a bottom padding of 15, a left padding of a right padding of 10, and left of 10 as well. Okay, then go to style, and then go to border, and then just enable the box shadow in the similar fashion. Now we'll just, sort of decrease it till we get like that effect there. Okay, now as you can see, this is very similar to this. What we'll do is we'll just right click and then duplicate. Oh, sorry, that's a mistake. We have to right click and duplicate the container rather, then right click and duplicate the container again, so that we'll get 3. Now I don't want to change all of them on camera because I feel like that is going to take a lot of time, so I'll get back to you when they're done. But one thing I want to show you before is like the numbers. As you can see, it's like they're on 2 separate lines. Okay, so how did I do that? Let's say I type in a number in the description, so plus 23320011695. Okay, and I want to type in another number like plus 23324005785. Let's say I wanted these numbers to be on 2 separate lines, right? I will go to the end of the first number and then put in a less than sign. Okay, now I'll type BR. It's an HTML element called break. So I'll type BR. Let me just add some spacing for it to look nice, and that's going to enable the second number to go to the next line. So that's how you do that effect. Okay, I just wanted to show you that. Now I'm going to change all of them off camera, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so as you can see, I was able to change all of them off camera. So let's select this main container, and then let's release the gaps first of all. Now I'm going to give it a row gap of, let's say, 7. 7 is way too small. 15 also too small. Then let's try 50. Too small as well. Okay, let's try 50 rather. Yeah, that looks good. Now it's going down gradually. So this actually what check here. That looks similar to what we have. So I'll just click update. But one thing I want us to do is select the main container, go to advanced, and then let's just give it a little top margin of 20. Okay, then I'll just click update. Then we are done building this section, and then the last section in the footer, and we're not going to build that with Elementor. So this basically it. You're downloading your site. So right now we should check what our site looks like, right? So let me refresh this page. Don't forget to update so that you can see the changes like that you've made, because if you don't update, and let's say there's some power outage or something, you're going to lose all the changes that you've made. So don't be like me, be frequently updating your site. Okay, and as you can see, this is the site that we've built. So at this point, you should be congratulating yourself. You're able to build your full portfolio website. Remember that you can change everything to make it yours, display your own works. This is just me teaching you how to, generally create a portfolio website. One last thing which I forgot to show you guys is you have to give this a bottom padding, because we don't want it to be right next to this footer when we do it. You have to give it a bottom padding, sorry, a bottom margin, so there'll be some space between the two sections. So I'll go to advanced, and now give it a bottom margin of 60. Now I'll just click update. That's important. Okay, so now we are going to come back to this page, so do not close this page. Okay, what I want us to do is I want us to create the menu that you see here. So this menu at the top, then I want us to create the footer at the bottom before we start practically creating the mobile version of these things. Before we start that, come to your home page. Okay, now if you look on the menu here, we have the about, services, portfolio, and contact section or links on the menu. If I select about, it takes me to the about section, services, service section, portfolio, and contact. So that's the same. So now what we have to do is go back here, pay attention at this part, select the about section. Okay, now go to advanced, and then I'm going to see this CSS ID over here. So that's what is going to basically tell the menu that this link is for this section. So the CSS ID, just type in about here. Okay, now scroll down and find services. Okay, now select the services container, go to advanced, find CSS ID, and give it whatever name you like. So I'm going to call it services. Okay, give it a name that you will remember. Now the latest work section here, I'll go to advanced, find CSS ID, and I'll name it portfolio like this. Okay, then the last section will be this section, so I'll call it contact, right? So I'll go to advanced and CSS ID. I'll just give it a name, contact. Okay, so now that's how the CS, that's what we have to do here. Let me just click update. Now we're giving all the sections of our page CSS IDs, or the most important ones at least. So now we have to create a menu. Okay, before we create the header and then the menu, we have to basically create this menu so that we can allow it to display on that top header section. To do that, go to your dashboard. Okay, go to your dashboard and over on appearance, hover on appearance, and then here select menus. Then once the menu page loads up, give it a name. So I normally name it main because it's main menu, you know. So then I'll just click create menu. Now the first thing first is we have to add, just select home, then add it to the menu. That's the front page, the main page. So select home and add it to the menu. Then go to custom links, right? Then the URL, type in hash about. Okay, type in hash, then the name you give the CSS and the name you give the section, the CSS ID. If I come back here, I gave it the name about. So here I'll type in hash about, and the link text we want it to be about. So the link text is basically what will display, what you want them to see. So I'll just type in about. Okay, so let me just add it to the menu, and then we should do the same for services and contacts, right? So let's say services. This section, we go to the services section. The CSS ID we gave it was services. So at the custom link section, I'll just type in hash services, and then the text I'll type in services like this, and I'll click add to menu. Okay, then the next one we have is the portfolio section. So if I come here, as you can see at the latest page section, the CSS ID I gave it was portfolio. So you know I can actually copy it, and then I can come and type hash inside and paste it here. Paste it here as well. It's just that this time I'll make the starting letter capital, and I'll add to menu. Then the last one is the contact section. So I'll select this container, select the CSS ID I gave it, which is contact, come back. I'm still adding, so let's wait for it to finish adding to the menu. Alright, so now as you can see, the portfolio section has been added to the menu over here. So now the last one which you have to add is the contact section. So we'll just type in hash, paste in, type contact, because that's the CSS ID for the last block. Now I'll just copy this, paste it in, and hold on, I'll just copy this, paste it in, and then change the first letter to contact, and I will click add to menu. Alright, so now we have all the sections or all the links that are required on our menu. So when you're done, just click save menu so that I don't lose any of your changes. So now here we should select customize. Okay, we are come to customize our theme or our website. That's what we are going to use to basically build the top bar and then the menu that you see over here. Okay, so let's wait for it to load up, and this is basically the customize section. Now before we start editing our menu, there's something I want us to do. Okay, so click on site identity, and here you can also change the site title and then the tagline. But what I want us to focus on is this little icon that is here, this one. Okay, as you can see here, it says JK. That's the logo that I use. Okay, and that's what you call the favicon or something like that. So from here, I'll click select site icon, and then we are going to use this logo. And I actually created this with Canva. Like I said, logo tutorial coming soon, how to create a logo for a website or business with Canva. So I'll click select, and then as you can see, they will show you what it will look like up here, and if it was an app icon. So that's what we want. We don't need any further cropping because Canva gives you the best size for a logo. So all we can do is just place that in, and then we can click on publish. Okay, so now as you can see, it has changed to JK. So that's what we do. It was brought to my attention by one of you guys that I don't normally teach you how to change that, so I'm sorry I've taught you here. Now let's go to header. Okay, then let's select the top row and go to design, go to background, and we need this color, but it's not saved on the customized database, something like that. So we have to pick it again, or because the color picker I use, the recent colors are here, so I can just copy this color code and I can leave the color picker, and then I can come and paste it in. Okay, so sorry, I forgot to add the hash. Let me paste in the hash. Perfect. So now we have the top. This is for the top bar here, the one that you see over here. Now, in order for it to change, or for us to actually see that it has changed, we have to put an element on it, right? So socials, that's the one we'll be using. we'll put socials element over here, and as you can see, this is what it looks like. So at the other side there's a button, so drag and put a button over there. But on this main section we don't have any search icon over here, so I'll just click the X button to get rid of it. Now over on the socials, we should change up the design, right? Okay, so it should be white or normal when you hover to white. Okay, then if you have a Facebook, you can add any other, like maybe if you have an email, Facebook Messenger, GitHub, you can add them over here. Okay, so you can also click on this so that you'll not see that one, or that's basically how you can do that. Okay, so now we can also change the icon shape. It can be rounded or it can be a square. I'm just showing you some other things, but that's not what we're going to use. But I'm just showing you a few other things that you can choose. Now let's change up the button, right? So hover on the button, just select this. Now change the button style to ghost. Okay, then we're just going to type in CV. Okay, now go to design, and then now the font color initial should be white, hover should be white as well. And the button color, let's see, the initial should be white, and then the hover should be white as well. So that should hold on hover, the text must be brown. It must be brown. So let's put in the hash over here. The font color on hover must be brown, so that it will look something like this. Okay, and that looks good. Okay, so now that that's done, let's just click publish. Now select the top row over here and just increase the row minimum height a little to like 55. Okay, so that there'll be a little bit of space between the top and the bottom. Now select the main row, and the first thing I want us to do is just decrease the row height, because it doesn't need to really be that tall. Okay, now select this, and then we can just clear the site title. We don't want the site title there, and click select logo. Now that the media library has loaded up, I'm just going to select the JK again, but let's use this one. So I'll just select it and then put it in there, and as you can see, that's our icon. So even the main row for me is still a little too long, so let's just keep that at 101. Okay, now select if you hover on this, you see this icon, so select it, and here select the main, select this main. So it's going to bring all our links. That's what we want. Then go to design. Okay, then change the font family to Poppins. Okay, then it should be Poppins. Then just click understand, click continue, and then change the font weight to semi-bold 600, and then the font size, that's what we have to change up. So we're going to make that, oh, that's way too big. Hold on, we're going to make it 15. Okay, we want it to be 15. Let me check here. Okay, 14. Actually, let's make that 14. Now let's go to the font color. The initial should be black. Okay, then the hover should be our our browns or our yellow. So I'll just paste that in. So this should be the hover, and then the active 2 should be that color. So the active is automatically that. So that's just great. So now I can just click on publish. Okay, so now that these two are done, we should probably start changing up the mobile version, or the mobile version will look like. So to do that, select mobile icon over here. Then for the top row, add go to design. Okay, so it already has that color. For them, let's check the top row for the mobile menu. For the top row, it already has that background. So you know what? Let's drag socials to the middle of it. Okay, to the middle of it. So now, hold on, to the middle. Want to start the middle. Okay, now that's what we want there. We don't have to change anything again. Now we have to change up the mobile menu. This one we have to change it up. But to do that, just select this here, then the select menu, let's select our main. Okay, now we'll go to design. We have to style it up a little. Hold on, the main is loading. All right, so now that it has loaded up, you can see that all our links have come. So real quick, let's do the same thing. I'm going to change the font family to Poppins. Hold on, did I type it correctly? Let me type it again. Hold on, I'm going to change the font family to Poppins over here. Then we are going to change the font width to 600 as well, and then the font color on hover, we should paste our color in and then active to the same color. So now we are basically done with the mobile menu. You can increase the vertical spacing if you like, so that they'll be spaced out a little. Then we can click publish, and now we should move on to the footer, right? So let's select the desktop view again, and then let's scroll down to refine the copyright section. Okay, so now make the vertical alignment center. Okay, the vertical alignment, make it center. Now go to design, and then for the row background, I'm going to make it ash, soft like ash, like this. And then what we'll do is we'll select the copyright, which is over here, select this here, and then make the horizontal alignment center. Now for the copyright section over here, it's copyright Jason Kenya group of companies. That's right, it's Kenya group of companies. So copyrights, we're going to change this to Jason King, but I can use whatever you like. Group of companies. Okay, and then we'll go to design, clicking here, the font family is Poppins, so I'm going to change the font family to Poppins. This we have. I'm going to change the font family to Poppins. Let me select this and type in Poppins again. Okay, here it is. Change the font family to Poppins. Then we are going to change the color so that we can actually see what we are doing. So the font color should be white, and on the link cover too should be white as well. And the size, everything is basically okay. So I'll just click publish. Now let's select the mobile view so that we can see how it looks like on mobile. So on mobile, select the copyright. Okay, we should totally edit it for mobile. So let me see here. Let's select the copyright again, then go to design, and then for mobile we should decrease the font size to like 14. Now let's click publish, and let's come back to the desktop view. Okay, now that we are done, we are basically done with the customize section. We don't have to do anything here again. So let's go back, click publish again, and then now we can close it. Okay, so now let's visit our site again so that we can see the inclusions. If we go to let me just open it in a new tab real quick. Okay, so now we go to our site. As you can see, we have the menu and the top bar included, and the copyright section at the bottom too has also been included. So now we have to optimize, or we have to make this page mobile responsive. Okay, so that's the last part that I'll be doing for the sort of front view of the website. And after this, we'll be doing the SEO tutorial that I told you about, the search engine optimization tutorial, to make your website rank higher on Google and get higher like ranks when people search for stuff relating to the work you do. So now I come to edit the mobile version. So here, just click edit with Elementor. The reason why the mobile version is so important is because once you edit, you're designing your page here, you're only designing it for how it should look on a computer screen, but are not necessarily designing it for how it should look on mobile. So if you were to take your mobile phone right now and to look on it, you will see that it looks some way. So we have to make some few changes to actually make it nice on mobile. So before we start, I want to do something real quick. Select the main container, go to advanced, and let's give it a top margin, a little top margin of like 40. That be spaced from the top. Okay, now we can basically start editing our mobile version. Alright guys, so for us to start editing a mobile version, we have to come over here to this section and click on responsive mode. Okay, then next we'll click on the mobile portrait for us to get a good view of what it looks like on mobile. Now here's what we're going to do. For this section, we'll click on the hello there, that text, right? I'm going to decrease the size. Let me tell you something. A secret to mobile version is mainly about reducing sizes and center aligning. That's basically what I do to make it nice. So what we'll do is we're going to make here 19. Okay, then we are going to just go here and then center align it. Now let's take this text, right? Now let's see the size. The size is 40, so we'll make it like 30. Okay, then we'll go back here and center align it. And one thing I should mention is that this mobile portrait icon that you see by any of the options that you can change shows that when you change that setting, it's not going to affect what it looks like on desktop. But those that do not have it, shows that if you change it to mobile, it's going to change, or it's going to affect what you have on the desktop. Okay, so let's go ahead. So let's change this text. We are going to center align it, right? And then we are going to change the fancy text size to 20. Then we are going to change the, okay, no, we're going to make this one 23. Let's see something. And the prefix and suffix, let's rather make the size of that 20. Okay, so it will be like this. That's perfect. Now select this. Now I'm going to center align it. Now go to typography. Now we must change the size because 16 is too large, so we'll make it 15. That's perfect. Now we are going to select this container. Then we are going to release the gap between the elements. Okay, now we have to like work on the sizes. Okay, so let's check this button first. Oh, okay, there are actually two. So now let's check this button first. We have to go to style, then we have to go and release the paddings. Okay, and then we have to go to this button as well, and then go to style and then release the paddings. Okay, so now we're going to give it a top pattern of 20 top, 20 bottom, 23 right, 23 left. That's what we do it. So we'll come to this one to 20 top, 20 bottom, 23 right, and then 23 left. Okay, now select this container, and then the, is it what the column gaps here, the column gaps, increase it to like 7. Let's see, nope, 10. Let's say 10 rather. So increase the column gaps to like 10, and we are basically done with the first section of the page. Now we don't want this image, I don't want this image to appear on mobile, so what I can do is I can go to advanced and then select responsive. No, let's actually do that for the whole container. Go to advanced, select responsive, and then here click hide on mobile portrait, so it won't show a mobile phone. One thing I advise is that while you are doing this, you can have your mobile phone by your side so that you are checking the changes, as you go ahead. So I'll select this text, we'll center align it, go to style, and you are going to make the size 29. Okay, then go to the divider, we'll center align it, and we're going to make the width 17 like this. Now click on this one as well, center align it, go to style, then we are going to make the size 15 like this. Now we can leave this one the way it is, and then we have to change this one a little. So we'll go back here, I'm going to change the size of this text to 25, and then we have to change this one as well. So go to style, then for the main title, the main title, the size is going to be 19, and the focus title too, we're also going to make the size 19 as well. So we're going to make this 19, and yep, that is good. So now we'll select this one, and then we are going to go to style, then we'll center align the text. Okay, the size is 15 already, so I don't think we have to change that. Now over here, this one is going to be very difficult making it look good for mobile. So I want it to be sort of the last thing that we do. Let's get the easy stuff aside first. So I'll select this, center align it. I will center align the divider as well and make the width of the divider 17. Select the text, go to typography and make the size 29. Okay, then this one to go to style, go to typography, we'll make the size 15. Now come to the progress bars. Okay, and we'll just decrease the width by 2. So let's make them 6. Each of them, the width should be 6 actually. So here we just type in 6. For the Canva one, we'll type in 6 as well, and then for the mobilize, we'll type in 6 as well. So go to style, and then here I'll make it 6. Okay, cool. Now let's come over here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll select the icon box, then we'll alignment center, and then everything inside this should basically be aligned to the center. Now go to the icon and give it a spacing of 4. Okay, now this actually looks good, so that's what we'll be doing for all of them basically. So vertical, make this center, go to the icon, the space, and make this 4. Okay, now this one in particular, the size of the heading is a little bit big, so let's just make it at 18, and then let's see this one. Go to advanced. Okay, everything by default is left the way it is, and okay, yeah, so this one too, we can go to icon and the spacing 4 as well. Okay, then everything is also cool here. So let's come here, go to style, we'll center align this, then we'll go to the icon and make the spacing 4. Then for the last one, we'll do the same thing, go to style, center align it, go to icon, and then make the spacing 4. Okay, Now that we're done with this, let's come over here. We'll center align this in the same style, make the size 29, and then we are going to make the bring the divider, center align it, and then make the width 17. Okay, we don't really need to change these ones because they look pretty good already. So now we should change the media grid. So we are going to change the height to 230 for the first one, so as to look like this. We are going to change the second media grid because if you remember, we duplicated. We are going to change the height of it to 230 as well. And now this is what it should look like. Spectacular. Okay, now let's go to the text and then we will center align it. Okay, now we'll go to style, go to typography, make the size 29, select the divider, center align it, and then make the width 17. Okay, now this one we don't really have to change much about the testimonial, but maybe the sizes of the things that we'll have to change. So let's say the description. Okay, we can make that 14. Okay, and let's see, I don't think we should center align. It actually looks pretty good left aligned. So now we'll go to client and let's see. Let's change the size of the listing to 15. Of okay, the name. Let's make it 16. Then we can leave the designation the way it is. Okay. Now let's change this one. Lastly, we'll center align it. Or not lastly, but we'll center align it. We'll go here, make the size 29. Do the same thing for the divider. Select the divider, center align it, and then make the width 17. Okay, so now the contact form, we have to edit it as well. So here we'll click edit form so that it will bring us to the form, the met form, elemental form editor page. And now that this has loaded up, we should start changing it up. So we'll select responsive mode over here, and then we are going to make this mobile portrait. Okay, now let's select this text, go to style, go to typography, and then we'll make the size 20. Okay, now I come to change the size of the labels. Yes, so the size here is 17. We'll make it 15 rather. Okay, no, actually let's just make it 16. So let's do the same for the email. Change the label size to 16. Do the same for the subject. Go to style, change the label size to 16 here. And then lastly, for this section where you type in your message, I'm going to make the size 16. Okay, now the button. Let us see. Go to style and then all right, yeah, we have to change the size of the text. So let's make the size like 14, something like 14. 14 makes it look a little bit more, let's say, compact. Okay, the button alignment, we have to make this center, but for some reason on most of the size that I do, when I make it center, it doesn't actually come to the center. So what I do, if that doesn't work, is I go to advanced and I release the margins, maintain the top margin of 20, 20, but then I check the right margin actually. So what I do is that either I give it a negative right margin or I increase the left margin like this. So as I increase it, as you can see, it's going to bring the button to the center of the contact form, and that's exactly what we want. And as you can see, it only affects the mobile view, so we don't have to worry about how it's going to look on desktop because it's going to look the same. So here I'll just click update and close. All right, and now we are back here, so we are done with this, and now all we have to do is edit these ones at the last blocks, and this one they actually look pretty good, but you have to just change maybe the size of the heading and then maybe the description as well. So the heading, as you can see, we're going to change it to 19. Then the description, let's say if it's 15, we'll leave it the way it is. It's 15, so we'll leave it the way it is, or maybe we should go to 14. Okay, let's make it 14. 1 4 like this. Okay, that's better. So I'll select this. So we are basically doing 1914, 1914. That's the sizes we are using here. I don't really trust the copy and then the paste style method on mobile when I do the mobile version, because it might copy and paste some stuff on the desktop. We never know. So I normally like doing everything manually. That's why I haven't really done that. So yeah, just to let you guys know. All right, so now let's go to content. Let's go to typography here. We'll make here 19. Then we'll make the description 14. So we'll just type in 14 here real quick, and now we have the font size as 14. So do you guys remember that at the top, this blog that I said we'll skip over is very difficult to do? So I said we'll do it further in the video. So now that we are done, we should handle this block class. So select this main container, and from layout move to the advanced section, then come to responsive, and then choose hide on mobile portrait, so that when you are using a phone, this part will not show. It's only going to show on desktops and maybe on tablets as well. Okay, because this side is going to be very difficult to do on mobile all over again. So now that has gone, drag a container on top of it. We're going to create something similar for the mobile. So make this a horizontal container, then drag a container inside, and then right click and then duplicate. Okay, see, as you can see, we have birthday, then this border, and then my birthday, which is 20th November 2008, right? So now I'm going to show you guys how to do two of them. So I'll drag a heading inside this first container, and inside it I'll type birthday. That's not how you spell birthday. Birthday, like this. Then I'll go to style, and I'm going to make the font size, let's say 18, right? Then I'll make the color a little bit of a deep ash. Then I'll make the font family Poppins, and then I'll decrease the weight to 500. So it will be looking like this. And then I will right click, copy this text, and right click, paste it inside the second container. Now I'll select the first container, and I'm gonna make it 50. The weight should be 50. Okay, the first container's weight should be 50. Then we should do the same for the second container here. So I'm going to select the second container and make the weight 50 as well. Okay, now come here and then release the gaps between the elements. Okay, then drag this to reduce the width, and drag this also to reduce the width. Now as you can see, it has come to the side here, and that's exactly what we want. Now come to select the main container here, and then click center, click on justify content, click on center, so that they will come to the center. Then increase the column gap between the elements a little bit, so just increase them to like 10. Okay, then select this one. Actually select the container here, then go to style, border type, make it solid, and then just clear the border width for all of them and only give the right border width 2. Then make it very, very, very ash. So something like a light ash sort of color will be cool. So something like that is okay. So that kind of border, let's see. So that's perfect. Now I'm going to change this to my birthday, right? And what I can do is, let me just try and, okay, it's okay. Let me leave this the way it is. But let me come to the main container and then increase the width of it, so there'll be more space for the elements to thrive. Then I'll change the name of, or I'll change this to maybe 20/11/2008, something like this. So that will be for the birthday, because 20th November 2008. Because remember, if it's too long, it will take more of the line, right? And then after that, all we'll have to do is right click and duplicate this text, and right click and duplicate this one. So that one is age, right? So let me just type in age inside, and then at the date section, or at the other text section, I'll just type in 15 years, because that's my age. And then this one should be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to make this a little bit of a lighter ash color, so something like this. I'll just copy the color code here, come here, or you know what, let me just right click, copy, and right click, and then paste style, and that's even better. So I'm not going to do all of them. Basically have to duplicate and then do the rest, duplicate and do the rest. Those are the steps you follow, and then you will be done with your mobile version. This video is already long enough, and we have a full SEO coming after this section, so you guys, I'm sure you can handle that yourself. So now if you come on PC, you can see that this thing will be showing here, the one we are doing for mobile. We don't want the one we are doing for mobile to show on PC. So select that container that contains the ones for mobile, go to advanced, then go to responsive, and then click hide on desktop portrait and hide on tablet portrait as well. So to hide this one, so if I click on this right now, as you can see, it's nowhere to be found, and that's exactly what you want, because you don't want it interfering or clashing with what we've done on the desktop side of things. So now let's see what we've done, right? If I preview our changes right now, I want to see how it's going to look on mobile. You can right click and then click inspect on the page. Okay, then over at dimensions here, this for Chrome only. You can choose the phone you want to see it on. So maybe I want to see it on a Pixel 7, or maybe I want to see it on an iPhone 7 Pro, or maybe I want to see it on a 14 Pro Max. So I'll see how the thing I've designed looks like, and you can see that all the changes you've made, they are there. Or maybe better still, you can also take your phone and you can also go to your website link and then check it from there. That'll probably make it easier than doing this. So we are basically done building the website for both desktop and for mobile, and now we're come to be doing the SEO side of things. We're going to be optimizing our sites for search engines so that when people search for stuff relating to the work we do, it can be ranked higher on Google. So let's begin. Alright guys, so now we have reached the SEO portion of this video. So in this portion of the video where I'm going to teach you guys how to use search engine optimization or SEO plugins to help your website or to optimize into your website to rank higher on Google searches whenever someone searches for something relating to the work you do. So let's go and get the plugin we'll be using. So go to plugins, click on add new plugin. There are millions of SEO plugins out there. There are plenty SEO plugins that you can use to design, sorry, not design, you can use to tune your website so that they will be able to rank higher on Google or on Bing. There are many SEO plugins. For example, if I just type SEO inside the search box right now, they're going to bring me so many SEO plugins that I can use. But we're going to be using one key SEO plugin in this video, and that plugin is called RankMath. So let's wait for this to load up. And over here, as you can see, we have used SEO, all-in-one SEO. I cover the best SEO plugins in this video over here, top 5 feature free plugins. And under the SEO plugins, I talk about these plugins there. So don't forget to watch this video if you haven't. And this is the plugin we'll be using mainly because I love its integration with Elementor. So this is the plugin that we're going to be using to optimize our site. So here I'll just click install now. Then once it's done, I'll just click on activate. And then now it has brought me the setup wizard. So this is basically the RankMath setup wizard, and they're going to ask us to connect our account. So for this, I've created a completely new Gmail account that I'm going to be using. And yep, so that's basically it. So I don't want to use this Jason Kenya because I already have Jason Kenya there. I don't want to use this account. So I'll just click on login here because I want to do this, afresh like you guys. So I'll just click login and then I'll choose not a member yet, register now. Okay, so now I should, if I come here, let me come back here. Okay, I'll select this and I'll go back and I should be able to log in over here. So I'll select my account. And then I will click register now over here, and then I will use Google. So I'm going to use the email, the new Gmail account that I literally just created to sign in, so that we can use that, because most of you will be new to this, and I want you to, I want to also like show you that experience that me too, I'm new, and we're in the same, yeah, we're in the same thing. So let's just wait for this to load up real quick. And now that it has loaded up, I'm going to be using this email account at the bottom. So now that I've selected it, it should register me as a new user. As you can see, authentication successful. So now we have our own RankMath account. Okay, so as you can see, it's over here. Now, when we come back here, we're just going to select Google, and then wait, hold on. I'll click login here. Then I'll select Google again, and then here I'll select the email that we just registered over here, so this one. And then now I'm gonna just click okay, activate now. Alright guys, so now we are back here. We've been able to connect our account back. This is not going to be a full SEO website tutorial. I'll do a full video on SEO later. So I'm just going to use the easy setup and then click start wizard. Okay, now this website, which is called Web Designer, is a personal portfolio. So the website name is Web Designer, And then the logo, as you can see by default, we uploaded this logo here, so that's the logo that we want. Now the default social share image, I will explain this a bit later, so let me just use this file for now. Let's just use this one. I'll explain this a bit later. So add it and then click save and continue. And then here we should connect Google services because it's very important. So here I'll click on connect Google services, and then I'll use this same account. So I'll double click on it to sign in, and then I'll just select all because we RankMath, and then here I'll click on continue. Now that we are back here, we need to put our site in the Google Search Console for it to come here for us to select it. So to do that, open a new tab and then type type in Google Search Console like this. Type in Google Search Console. Then here select the Google Search Console tools. Then here just click on Start Now. Okay. So I'm already logged in. I don't want to use this account, so I will use this new account that I just created because I'm already logged in. So here I'm going to click Verify Your Ownership. Okay. I'm going to click Verify Your Ownership. Wait, hold on, no, I shouldn't have even done that. I have to add a new site. So let me just remove the property over here. We don't want that. By moving this from our account. Now we should click add property, right? So we'll click on add property, and you should see this by default because I was already logged in. That's why you saw that. But once you sign in with an account, you should see this by default. So here we'll select your URL prefix, and we'll come to our site, and we'll copy our website URL, which is https://portfolio.jsenkian.com. So we're going to put this inside, and we'll click on continue. And then now that that's done, we should go back here, we have to go back to our site dashboard. I'll explain that later. So right now, click on dashboard. Then you find RankMath SEO over here. So here just select general settings and then select webmaster tools. Okay, now over here click on this search console verification page. Now they're going to give you the steps to see how you can verify your site. Okay, so right now what we need is the meta tag. Okay, so let me go back here and let me use this HTML meta tag. We need this meta tag, so select the HTML tag, then select copy, then come back here. Okay, then here they said that enter your Google Search Console verification HTML code. So that's the HTML meta tag. So I'll just paste it in here, then I'll click save changes. And then now that that's done, if I go back here, sometimes you have to refresh, sometimes you have to give it a little time, but we don't have that time. So I'll just click reconnect again, and then I'll use the same account again. Hold on. Once that's done, let me click verify. Have I saved changes? Yep. So now as you can see, ownership verified. So I can just click go to property, and now as you can see, this is our property. So we don't really have to do much here. Let me come back here and then click on continue. And then over here, we just have to wait a little bit. Sometimes it takes some time to load, so just wait a little bit. And as you can see, portfolio.jsenkian.com, our site is now in it. So the account, we have to also create a Google Analytics account, right? But we don't really need to do that just yet because we're not going to be doing any analytics. This, like I said, this is not a full SEO tutorial, so I'm going to show you more about that later. So here, I'll just click save and continue. And then now our site is ready to go. So here I'll just click return to dashboard. So now that we have RankMath installed, this is basically the whole RankMath section, but I'm not going to focus much on it because this is not an SEO tutorial. I'm just teaching you how to optimize your page for it to rank higher on Google. So now that we're here, just click on edit with Elementor and open that link in a new tab. As you can see, we have SEO details over here. I'm gonna show you a little bit about that later. Okay, so right now let's just open Elementor in a new tab. All right, and now we have Elementor loaded up. So if you remember when we were installing the RankMath plugin, I said I like it because of its seamless integration with Elementor. and that's also what we have here. So if I select SEO right now, as you can see, this is it. So now we have 20 out of 10 as our score. Okay, so we have to try our best to get this to 80s or 90s, okay, so that we can get a good ranking. So now the first thing is we need to set our focus keyword. So if you are doing photography, for instance, your focus keyword should be photographer or photography. If you are doing maybe software engineering, your focus keyword should be software engineer, software engineering, maybe Python, JavaScript to see. If you are doing web designing, the focus keyword should be maybe web design or WordPress or something like that. So my focus keyword here is going to be web designer. Okay, that's what I'm going to use as my focus keyword, web designer. So I'll just type in comma, and as you can see, my SEO score has instantly gone up. Because if you remember when we were back at ChatGPT, let me go to ChatGPT right now and show you guys something. When we're back at ChatGPT, I asked it to generate this for me, and I asked it to include a focus keyword, web designer. So let's say I come back here, right, and I want a description like this. Okay, so I'll ask ChatGPT to generate a description for me and use the focus keyword web designer inside, so that any focus keyword that I've set here is going to come in the, going to come in the description. So now, as you can see, when I set a focus keyword as web designer, I've now gotten the basic SEO settings all ticked. Hooray, I'm using focus keyword in the SEO title. So that's my site title. I actually named the site web designer. Not saying that your site has to be your SEO title per se, but it should be somewhere in there. It should be somewhere in there, or it should be at least relative. Then the focus keyword used inside SEO meta description. So this is, if I click edit snippets right now, this is your meta description. Okay, as you can see, mine is getting way too long. So I can just ask ChatGPT maybe to generate a 160 character meta, oops, let me change it, let me type it correctly, character meta description for my personal portfolio site, and use the focus keyword web designer, something like this. Okay, so now that that's done, let me just change this to end. And if I send a message to ChatGPT, it's going to create a very short meta description for me. So I'll just copy this, go back here, then I'll select the description part, and then I'll just paste it in. And then as you can see, now we've put in the text for our meta description. We can't edit the permalink because this is a static page. This is the page that we want people to see when we come. So the permalink is portfolio.jasonkinya.com. But if it was not a static page, it was any other page, we could edit the permalink and then also put the focus keyword somewhere inside it. Okay, so that's basically how that works. So now let's see the additional. Okay, focus keyword not found in subheadings like H2, H3, H4. So if I come here to this heading, as you can see, the HTML tag is H2. So if I come here, H2 is H2, right? If I come there, if I come and I type hello, there may be web, something like this, web design or something like this. I'm just showing you guys how you can use the SEO to improve your site search results. So if I type in hello web designer there and I go back to the SEO, as you can see, four errors. So focus keyword found in subheadings, and my score has gone up to 79, right? So you can put it in more. Okay, so maybe let's see, instead of web developer here, I can type in web designer. Okay, and instead of web developer here as well, I can type in the same web designer in this description. So hold on, let me type in web designer. I can type in web designer in the description as well. So basically, let your focus keyword appear a lot. So no, I didn't even type it correctly. Let your focus keyword appear a lot in almost everything that you do on the site. Okay, so as you can see, web developer is somewhere here. So I'll just paste in web designer because that's our focus keyword. Okay, if I scroll down, we don't have any of that here. But if I come somewhere here, as you can see, web developer, just change that up to web designer so that you can get a higher SEO score, SEO ranking. So as you can see, as I kept changing, my SEO score has improved to 86. So if I come back here, I also fixed the keyword density. The focus keyword and combination appears 7 times. So this basically means that combine your focus keywords with a lot of the text or a lot of paragraphs of text you are using. Okay, the content AI is sort of pro, so we don't want to use that in this. Okay, now if I come to here, they said that focus keyword used inside SEO meta description. Focus keyword appears in first 10% of the content. So hello there, web designer and web designer as well. So it appears in first 10%. And focus keyword found in the content, which is also here. And then focus content is 502 words long. So doesn't have to be, your content doesn't have to be too long, doesn't have to be too short as well. Okay, now let's come to the additional focus keyword found in the subheadings. That's what we did concerning the H2, and we put it here. Now add an image with your focus keyword as an alt text. So if I go back to the media library, remember the media library is where all our pictures are. If I go to the media library right now, okay, as you can see, all the pictures we've used are there. So for the site title, I'll put in web designer, alternative text, web design. Alternative text is the most important, because if people type this in their search box, it's going to kind of, Google Console is going to kind of relate it to this image, and it's going to use that to rank your website or make your website more easily found. Okay, so in case you are having an image, describe it, but try and always put your focus keyword in it. So for the description, I also put my focus keyword there. As you can see, it's automatically being saved. Let me come here, I'll paste it in. Basically do it for all of them. I'm just trying to show you like how it works, but you yourself should describe your image but have the focus keyword inside the description. So picture of a web designer man or something like that. Okay, so you should basically have your focus keyword everywhere. So just paste it in and it's going to be saved. I'll do it for like 2 more pictures, then I'm done. So I'll paste here, paste here, paste here, and then I'll leave, and then maybe this last one, pasting, 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 and then pasting, then I'll leave. Okay, so if I came back to Elementor, what I have to do is I have to refresh this before any of the changes will go. But if I refresh right now, which is something I should do, so let me update real quick, and then I should refresh. Right? Okay, hold on. We'll refresh later. So we could not find any internal links in your code. Internal links are basically like these links that link to other resources on your website. So maybe you have a button which is linking to have a button that's linking to a blog post, a button that's linking to another page. Okay, so if I select this button, right, and I set the URL to be maybe home, because home is our home page. So let's say I set the button URL to be home. I come back here, set the button URL to be home as well. So these are basically internal links because I'm linking to resources that are on my site. As you can see, my SEO score has improved to 92. So that's how that works. Okay, then let's come over to title readability. Since the focus keyword is used at the beginning of the SEO title, which is here, web designer, and also is in my site title, the title readability is good. In the content readability, my paragraphs are not too long, they are short, and my content contains a lot of images, so some images here. That's basically how it works. You can use these optimization tips for even products and for blog posts. I'm going to be bringing how to build a blog with affiliate marketing and email marketing 2024. I'll bring that video very soon, and I'll put some SEO stuff inside so that you guys can learn and understand. So watch out for that video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So basically, you should try your best to get this score to 92. You try your best to get to 100 over 100. Okay, so now if I select social and I go to social over here, as you can see this image here, we selected it as our featured image or something like that. So in case any of your posts or your pages do not have a featured image, whenever someone shares your page online, this is the default image that's going to come. So it's kind of like a fail safe, just in case you don't actually set a featured image for a page. Okay, so we remember that we added the alt text. It should send my score to around 94 or something, but I don't know, maybe something is wrong with the internet. Let me try updating again. Alright guys, I was able to refresh and it actually worked. As you can see, got my score to 94 because if I come back here and I click on choose image, the alt text is web designer and most of them have my focus keyword as their alt text. So that's basically the SEO tutorial. It's going to let your website rank higher based on your focus keyword. So you can have one or more focus keywords. Okay, so if you want another one, maybe you could type in let's say WordPress, something like this, and click comma. Okay, I didn't even type it correctly, but you could type in something like that, and then just separate them with commas so that you can have many focus keywords linking to one thing. And also one more thing is that you shouldn't repeat focus keywords. Okay, because once you repeat them, you have multiple pages on your site trying to argue for ranking with the same focus keywords. So you shouldn't repeat keywords. You should have different ones which vary but also perform the same function. Do not worry about the content AI. It's a little bit of a pro resource, and we are using free resources in this video. Alright guys, so I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for watching up to this point. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a like if the video helped you. Don't forget to share this video out to your friends, and then click the bell icon to be notified about all my upcoming videos, all my upcoming content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you all. Bye bye.